Greetings fellow snowflakes. This is the first part of a new series I'm starting called How to Be Human.
I don't need no good advice, I'm already wasted. I don't need some other life cold and complicated. I don't need no Sunday tricks, tea and sympathizing. I don't need no special fix to anesthetizing.
Like many other people, I often struggle to navigate the matters of sex, love and human relationships. Sexual dysfunction, sexual frustration, sexual shame, feelings of sexual inadequacy and jealousy, broken hearts, failed relationships, missed opportunities, crippling shyness, emotional confusion, bad communication, feeling and being emotionally abused, controlled and made to feel like shit about myself. My life is, regrettably, full of all these things. As such, I almost feel like I have no right to do a series about sex and relationships. How can I, a lonely divorcee with a history of bad relationships and sexual dysfunction, possibly offer advice about the things that I have been such a monumental failure at? But I often find that making these videos is therapeutic for me. I also think a lot of people struggle with these things. Recent emotional turmoil for me has caused me to rethink and assess a lot of these matters, and I feel it would be helpful for me, and possibly my viewers too, to painstakingly and gradually work through the various issues and subjects surrounding human sexuality and relationships. Hopefully, together, we can, bit by bit, piece by piece, make sense of the confusing maze of human desires and emotions. Because we're starting from the very beginning and working our way through everything, and because the subject is human relationships, I decided to call this series How to Be Human. Because sometimes it really does feel that I'm trying to figure out how to be a normal, well-adjusted human being, as if I'm some kind of alien species that is totally baffled by the whole thing. So first things first, let's look at flirting. When you find yourself romantically and or sexually interested in another human being, how do you make contact? How do you communicate your desire or intention and find out whether they are interested in you the same way or want enough of the similar things that you can find some kind of fulfilling sexual and or romantic relationship with each other? My initial reaction to this question is, well, if I knew the answer to that one, I wouldn't be so lonely and sexually unfulfilled all the time. Yes, truth is, I have always struggled with this one. The crippling shyness, the intense anxiety, and all those questions. Do they like me or not? How can I tell? What do I do about it if they are? What if I seem like a creep? What if I look clumsy and pathetic and it puts them off me? What if I wait too long and they lose interest because I did nothing? What if I wait too long and they end up falling into bed with that sexist arsehole who I hate but is more confident than me? Why the hell do I have to initiate anyway, bloody gender roles? When do I get swept off my feet? I just don't feel comfortable making the first move. It makes me feel cocky and arrogant and like a man. Oh, fuck this shit, fuck the world, I'm just going to crawl up into a ball and die. Sorry, got a bit carried away there. Yes, it's intensely uncomfortable and anxiety-inducing when you're sexually attracted to someone. The whole situation seems like a minefield. One wrong step and you'll be blown up by the landmine of shame, broken into pieces and crawling over the rubble of your broken heart and sensitive feelings, trying to put yourself together again. I almost want to call it traumatic, this stress of what to do about it when you're attracted to someone. I sometimes feel almost like I need PTSD counselling from all the various times I cocked it up royally. Some people, men mainly, mistakenly believe that they need to learn the rules of how to pick up women, like it's an elaborate ritual or game. They seem to feel like women are some mysterious puzzle and you need to crack the code of womanhood to get inside their box. Now this might shock you, but women are people. There's no trick or code to getting intimate and sexy with them. It's simply a matter of communicating, honestly, humbly, respectfully, without pressure, in a charming, fun, easygoing manner, direct, calm and confident, but compassionate, respectful and honest. Don't play games, you'll just seem like a creepy idiot. Forget those pick-up lines, forget the notion of wooing or seducing, of pulling or making a conquest. Jesus Christ, if you have that attitude, then you need to do some rapid reassessment of your worth as a human being. I'll repeat it again, women are human beings. They're people. Treat them like it. I also want to stress that this is not solely about men with women. Women should also approach men and initiate sex and or relationships. And not everyone is hetero anyway. Men with men, women with women, Either men or women with non-binary, non-binary with either men or women, non-binary with non-binary. There are many different gender combinations in the wonderful dance of human sexuality and relationships. And anyone can and probably should initiate when they are interested in getting to know the person better as more than just a friend. It's tricky to learn this sometimes. But I'm feminine, my internal voice says. I'm submissive. I'm shy. Why should I make the first move? It should be them. The thing is, if you always wait for someone else to initiate the relationship, then you'll always be in relationships with people who, A, find your lack of confidence and uncertainty appealing, and B, get a kick out of being in control. If they're also gentle, respectful, fair-minded and genuinely loving, then that might not be so bad. It might even be exciting. But far too often you'll attract people who don't respect your autonomy or humanity and just want to own and control you, and people who are so egotistic and self-obsessed that they don't know how to be fair or sensitive to your vulnerable feelings and needs. Most importantly of all, you are limiting your potential dating pool and letting other people's choices and decisions be your choices and decisions. It's no wonder that you end up with the same people all the time because you're never taking ownership of the situation. It's all down to who is interested in you instead of who you are interested in. Sure, you can say no, but you've unfairly weighed the dice against your own best interests. Besides, how sad is it if two people are interested in each other with lust, desire and hope of love, but they never ever make a move? Neither of them do. They're both too shy, too feminine, too submissive. The trick is to find a way to approach someone, to initiate, to flirt in a way that fits your own nature as feminine, submissive or even shy. Also, make sure that you're making a move because you are genuinely interested in pursuing a sexual and or romantic relationship with them, not just because you are vaguely attracted to them and think they might be attracted to you and waiting for you to make a move. Desperation isn't sexy. And that's what this thinking is based on, and chances are they will pick up on that anyway. Oh, I think they like me, you think. I'd better do something about it. Why? Do you want to do something about it? Maybe you don't, and that's all right too. It really is their problem and not yours if they are very much attracted to you but too shy or lacking courage to do anything about it. I have to shake myself out of that way of thinking all the time. I really do struggle sometimes to separate my own desires from the desires of other people. What I want to do from what I think I am expected to do. It's the sign of a person with self-doubt and low self-esteem. Suddenly it occurred to me, whether I do or don't initiate or make a move is totally and completely about whether I want to. I have zero obligation to do something about it if I think someone might be interested in me. That's their problem. If they lack the courage to approach me and reach for their dreams, then they have no one to blame but themselves. Besides, your mind can play tricks on you sometimes, and you can think someone is attracted to you, but really they're just being friendly, and perhaps a bit shy and awkward too. Nothing makes you feel wretched and like a creepy idiot and a fool more than having clumsily made an advance on someone you think liked you, only to find out that it was all an illusion and they never liked you to begin with, especially when you put a huge amount of pressure on yourself to do something about it, but weren't really especially into them to start with, but only became interested in them because you thought they were interested in you. This is madness. Don't do it. If you like them enough to want to flirt with them, then go for it. But what you think they do or don't want when they've not explicitly told you is not really any concern of yours. You can't be expected to be a mind reader, and it's not your responsibility to act on someone else's desire. So the first thing to figure out is if you really want to flirt with this person in the first place. You could be attracted to someone but not especially want to do anything about it. This could be for various reasons. It might be that the attraction is not strong enough that it really matters to you that much, so the stress of making an advance wouldn't be worth it anyway. It could be that you're not in a good place emotionally at the moment, and you need time to heal from the last car crash of a relationship, humiliating rejection, or toxic partner who really fucked you up royally. It could be because you're already with someone else, and the relationship is based on monogamy or polyfidelity. It could be that you're only attracted to their looks, but find their personality annoying, dislikable or toxic. It could be that you're attracted to some aspects of their personality too, but there are other things about them that you are worried would make them a bad match for you, or worse. It could be that there's something about their lifestyle or beliefs that is a deal breaker for you. That's really the beauty of stopping to think about whether you really want to approach them and initiate a sexual and or romantic relationship in the first place. It gives you a chance to assess whether they're really a good match for you and avoid the potential pitfalls of getting intimately involved with the wrong person. That's also why you need to take ownership and not just wait to see who may or may not be interested in you. Firstly, I feel I need to mention social etiquette about what situations it is acceptable to flirt with someone in. Not at the supermarket, in the street, with someone who is serving you as part of their job, or any other myriad situation where you don't really know the person and it's not an environment where it is socially acceptable to hook up with someone. Pubs, clubs and bars are pretty much universally understood as adult environments where people unwind and have fun, and so sexual advances are acceptable. If looks alone are enough for you to want to get sexual with someone, fair enough, not everything has to be deep and meaningful, then go for it. Try to pull in a nightclub or bar. I'd still caution that it's best to be polite, respectful, and to strike up a conversation first, however. Also, there are fetish clubs, swingers clubs and the like, where everyone's there for the same reason anyway, and it's a very sex-positive environment where the simple question of, do you want to play, is an acceptable way of initiating a kink scene or a sexual situation. Even in those situations, though, it might still be a good idea to have some light conversation with the person beforehand, and you certainly should respect people's boundaries and calmly and simply move on if they're not interested. In most other situations, though, you need to get to know the person first. It's rude to simply go up to someone you don't know and ask them if they want to have sex with you or go on a date with you. The first one will make you seem creepy and inappropriate. The second will make you seem like a pathetic fool. No, get to know the person first. Just try to strike up a friendship. Making friends with good-looking people is a joy and a pleasure all by itself, I think. Cool, awesome, sexy people are genuinely energizing and enjoyable to be around, whether you see them as a friend, a role model, a potential sexual partner, a potential romantic partner, or any combination of the above. This is important to get your head around. It doesn't matter if it goes nowhere, and friendship is not nowhere anyway. It'll help you relax. It'll help them relax around you, and it will be enormously valuable if it turns out they're not attracted to you, or for some other reason don't want a sexual or romantic relationship with you. It doesn't matter. Friendship with a sexy person is still a win. Many of my friends are sexy. There's even one or two that I think the world of and who light me up every time I'm around them. Doesn't mean I can't just be friends with them. Doesn't mean it hurts me that I'll only ever be friends with them either. It's fine. It's cool. I love being friends with them. The stupidest thing about the whole friend zone concept is the idea that being friends is the consolation prize. What the fuck? Seriously, friendships are amazing, especially with cool, awesome, sexy people. But if you do find that you're pining after someone emotionally and it's breaking your heart that they don't feel the same way, seriously, do yourself a favour and distance yourself from them. Tell them how you feel and the reasons why. No one should suffer like that. So first, you get to know them. Genuinely enjoy learning about them, their hobbies and interests, their work, their family, whatever comes up naturally in conversation. Find out if your personalities gel and you can comfortably get along with each other. Find out if they're available in the first place. Find out if there's still someone you want to get sexually or romantically intimate with. The length of time of this stage or amount of friendship and conversation you want to engage in before you make a move sort of depends if you're primarily interested in sex or a relationship. But it's absolutely vital that you naturally and genuinely enjoy getting to know this beautiful and amazing person. Don't treat people like a means to an end. It's shitty, and they'll see through it, and you'll come across creepy anyway. But we're all adults here, so when the time's right, you ask them. That's right, it's that simple. You ask them. There's no special code to it. You're simply communicating what you want, indicating to them that you're interested, and then letting them decide whether they want to or not. Something along the lines of, I really enjoy spending time with you and getting to know you. I think you're great. I really like this, and this about you, and I would really like to do that, and that thing with you. How do you feel about that? If not, that's fine. I understand, and we can also just be friends because I enjoy that too. Obviously not exactly those words. That would be following a script. And following a script is bad because it doesn't seem genuine. But that sort of approach. It doesn't matter whether you are asking them if they'd like to go on a date with you, or whether you're expressing how you'd love to lick their intimate parts until they orgasm in your mouth. The principle is the same. This isn't out of the blue because you've already been developing a rapport and getting on well with them. You're not being disrespectful because you've already got to know them a bit. You're both adults and you're simply, honestly, humbly expressing your attraction, desire and interest in them to communicate with them how you feel so that they can make a decision about it. The important thing is that you compliment them and explain why you feel that way. You humbly and respectfully ask by saying you would like to do X, Y and Z, and then, and this is the most important part, you make it clear that it's okay if they're not interested and you're happy to just be friends with them if that's what they want. This helps them feel comfortable, keeps things easygoing and pressure-free, and also shows them that you're not a creep who's only interested in one thing and doesn't respect their choices. And let's face it, if you're a decent human being who respects the free will and consent of other human beings, then this is the most accurate way of presenting yourself anyway. You want to present yourself in the best light. You want them to feel comfortable around you. You want any rejection you face to be shame-free and with a minimum of drama. And chances are you really did enjoy being friends with them and getting to know them because you think they're a beautiful and awesome human being. So none of that is misleading. The trick is to remember to state that you don't mind if they're not interested and that you can carry on just being friends instead. Because if you don't remember to do that, then it might feel awkward for them or come across unintentionally creepy. But that's it. Simple, really. The other part of this is how to deal with rejection. But that's simple too. If you went about it the right way, then you shouldn't be feeling too shitty about it. Oh well, they weren't interested. Plenty more fish in the sea. You've gained a beautiful and awesome friend, because if you went about it the right way, then your advances shouldn't have ruined that. And now's the time to simply let go and move on. And at this stage it should be relatively easy to let go and move on. Seriously, you shouldn't be too emotionally involved at this stage. If you do get too emotionally involved to people you've only just started to get to know, then you've probably fallen prey to one of the many pitfalls of our Hollywood-fueled obsession with romance, or some kind of addiction to the losing yourself in someone by falling in love syndrome, which are topics for future videos. Even if your confidence has taken a knock, or you feel emotionally hurt or heartbroken by the experience, it's still important to respectfully and politely accept their rejection and move on. Don't try to convince them. They've already given you their answer. Don't be a creep. Lick your wounds and move on. Salvage the friendship if you can. If you can't because of their attitude, then that sucks and is on them really. If you can't because of how strong your feelings are for them, then distance yourself and give yourself time to heal. But if you can still be friends with them, then that's a win too. Friendships are great and definitely no consolation prize. That's it for this week. Next week I'll be looking a little deeper into the matter of seeking partners and how to find what you're looking for. Until then, we're all different, we're all special, snowflakes unite.